So good to meet you.
Likewise, likewise. Like your smile. You're projecting that positive energy. That's what we need in this game.
Yeah, I see that now. So my my iPad that's at home, or well, actually my other tablet, it has the information that I use for this one. So actually, because I can set up the events on my Galaxy, I can actually set them up through there, online anyway.
Okay.
So nevertheless, I still got Touchpix on this thing right here. It's just on the different account that's on this.
Okay, sweet. So have you done an event just yet, or right now you are just kind of prepping and kind of doing your homework and diligence?
I'm prepping, I'm ready. I just need to know what I need to do. I got everything I need. The only thing I'm gonna add extra now is just the iPad photo booth. But other than that, I'm good to go.
You're good to go. Okay, so you have your 360 booth, you have your Touchpix software ready, you have your phone. What kind of phone are you using?
This one is a 14.
A 14. I was actually this close to ordering a 14 this morning. I'm using a standard 13, but the iPhone 14, the camera sensor is a little bigger, which allows more color and light to come into the phone, so your videos will come out a little nicer. So I'm glad you have the 14.
Okay. Yeah, I got 14 and I got a 13 Pro. So whichever one,
you're good to go.
I just used it. Yeah.
Yeah. So right now, you're in the process of booking and getting your first events because you're good to go. You have all your equipment, you have the hardware, you have the software, and that's great. And I'm glad that you're taking the time to get familiar with this software and your phone, so that way when you actually make it out to the event, everything runs smoothly. And if it doesn't happen that way, that's totally fine, because that's when we go through what's called experience that makes us better operators and teaches us how to troubleshoot and communicate with the customer and things like that. But I think right now, since you're barely getting started, right now we should probably focus on how you can get maximum exposure locally where you reside at right now, because what you want is you want to start getting inquiries and calls and bookings within like an hour radius from where you live. That way, when you drive out to the client, you're not driving over an hour and it's a round trip. So you want to factor that into your profit margin, how much money you're making per event.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I'm ready to go, like whatever direction you want to take this session to. If you have like a list of questions, we can cover those questions right now, or we can just dive into the marketing aspect of it. I'm just gonna go with whatever you want to focus on today, and we'll expand on it.
Okay. Okay, let's do this real fast. As far as setting the event, the issue that I'm having when you go into Touchpix to actually set the event, like I set one this morning, I set the other day, but when I put it to the 6 seconds, but I'm thinking maybe something's going on from maybe front to back from when I actually set the events, because it's like with like maybe 3 seconds. I mean, like literally the actual 3 seconds. Like as soon as you click it, it starts 1, 2, 3, bam, it's over with.
Yeah.
And I can't figure it out.
That's actually a really good point that you bring up. When I was using Touchpix, I would constantly run into that issue where I would set the record time a little longer, the slow-mo a little longer, because I wanted the videos to be anywhere between 21 seconds to 24 seconds, kind of in that area.
Okay.
And I learned that it wasn't recording the settings I would set up, just like you're experiencing right now. And to me, it was like, what's going on? It'll do it when it wants to, and sometimes it won't do it at all, meaning sometimes it'll record for that long period and the video will be over 20 seconds long, and sometimes the video is only like 14 seconds long. So what's worked for me is what I ended up doing, and I'm not using Touchpix anymore, just because there's other softwares that I feel I'm getting more value, they're more reliable, customer service, everything is just much better. So eventually I want you to dive into different softwares so that you can have options as an owner when it comes to software. Because if you just think there's only Touchpix and want to stay with Touchpix, I want you to have more of an open mind So that way you can bring on anything that's, going to help you evolve with your business. So what I ended up doing with Touchpix was this, because I was having this issue on Touchpix. When you have, your dashboard and it shows your event, on that dashboard, have you noticed that? Let me see. I might have, I haven't used Touchpix in so many months, but let me see if I can log in and I can actually show you what I am trying to.
You got me about to switch over.
What's that?
You have me about to switch over. I've been watching all the videos. I just, since I had Touchpix already, I just said, let me go at least and try to see what's going on with the events, being set up. But I'm thinking about the Snappic.
Snappic, yeah. It's definitely it's continuously growing and innovating. So that's great. So I'm in the Touchpix here. Let me go ahead and share my screen with you. Give me a few seconds.
Okay.
Please let me know if you can see my screen. Let me see here. Sharing that with you in a few seconds.
Okay.
All right. So let me go to events. So all these are my past events in the past. Now, here, we're test 1, 2, 3. If you go to manage, there's a duplicate tab right here, right? So it'll duplicate your event. So because I was losing a little faith in Touchpix, I was having the same exact issue you were having. What I would do is I would duplicate the event. And if I was at the event and say event number 1 wasn't working properly, and after, after refreshing, power cycling, and doing all that, troubleshooting steps, then what I would do is I would open up the second duplicated event, and then I would launch the second one I duplicated, because it already has the settings that I initially set up. And most of the time, it would work properly, meaning it would give me longer videos. So that was kind of my workaround. And I had to get creative because I would bring this up to Touchpix, but I never really found, or I was never really given a solid solution as far as why this was occurring. Besides that, the things that we can do on our end is, 1, make sure that we have the latest software update on our iPhones. And second, making sure that we have the latest Touchpix up-to-date app. So that those 2 things go hand in hand. Another thing that would really help minimize this type of issue you're experiencing is I would delete the application completely. And on the day of the event, I would upload the application. And when I would upload the application, it was like a brand new application with the current update. And that would also minimize the experience you're having with the short clips. So that's another thing I would do. And you don't get any information deleted because it's tied to that email you're using. So when you go into your dashboard, then you have all of this stuff. Yeah, so that's Touchpix, and that was my workaround. I hope this helps, because I know how frustrating it could be when you're already at the event and people are waiting in line, and it's just like the videos are 14 seconds long. I mean, it's doable, but quite honestly, as a director producer, I do feel if the video can be anywhere, like I said, from 21 to maybe 25, 24 seconds long, I think that's a sweet spot right there. Yeah, so
so
go ahead.
Just don't touch the slow-mo recording time. Just leave it as is.
Well, let's
the 6 seconds.
Let's go ahead and let's check that out here. Let me just go to create a custom event, and let me know here. I'm just gonna put testing, right? And then here, United States, and the countdown. So I'm pretty sure you've already kind of mastered the general settings aspect of it, right? Like this area right here.
Yeah, I had 3 on the countdown, but I'm gonna check. I put it to 4.
Yeah, 4 is nice, because then you do the countdown and the arm starts spinning and it creates that momentum. So that's nice. It gives you time. And rear camera, always use your rear camera. Your rear camera is the best on your phone. And this enables exam exposure. So we're gonna move down to boom. It's so interesting. Honestly, I have not been inside of Touchpix in many moons. So this reminds me of when I first got started and I was trying to share all the greatness with folks, everything that I was learning. So this really takes me back. It's really cool. So right here, I would use 6 seconds. I would change it to 6 seconds.
Okay.
And then you can kind of gauge how that works out for you. You can even change it to 7 seconds if you want, but my sweet spot was 6 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah. So try that. I know you might have time today, and if that's the case, go ahead and experiment with this with the 6 seconds, and also try to duplicate that event like I showed you in the other section here, the dashboard. My count.
I did it, but it still kind of gave me that the short video. It'll give me a short, and then it'll give me one that was way too long, and I'll just stop recording in the middle of it because I knew it was too long.
Yeah, okay. So with that being said, reach out to Touchpix. You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. Touchpix, they have a decent solid team when it comes to calling them and then helping you over the phone, because sometimes it's something that you guys can push right there and then. So don't ever shy away from reaching out to Touchpix on the phone. I feel I like communicating over the phone better than sending an email. That's just me.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, so call them, let them know like, hey, I'm changing the time to 6 seconds, but this is what's happening. My videos are coming out mixed as far as the recording duration. And hopefully they have a workaround. And before you do that, of course, maybe try deleting the application and then uploading it again, and then giving it a spin, giving it a test, and see if it's consistent. Do like at least 3 spins to see if you're getting that same time video as far as the duration goes. Please try that.
Okay.
So
I will.
In this area, are we done? Do you want to cover something else?
We're done. Okay. We're done here.
All right.
Okay. My next question, I want to get into how do you switch in and out from the pricing? I'm kind of okay with the pricing that I think I'll go with, but I don't know how to price like corporate events. And I say this, I don't want to half step. I have a boutique. And when I tell you I have people flowing in here all day long, every day, I do. So I have the customers, I got people here.
Okay.
So that's not it. But I'm telling these people, hey, I got this going on, I got that going on, but I want to be able to give out, corporate prices as well when I start. And I have no idea, because the people that are in Mobile, I know they do corporate events and they bad. They bad. And I want to be able to compare prices, but he didn't have his information on site. So I'm trying to see, how do you differentiate the pricing?
Yeah, that I really like
with
that
the corporate.
question. Absolutely. So let me answer that question as best as I can. So when it comes to your business in general, you definitely want to cater to a certain demographics, because if you try to cater to the entire world, it's going to be tough. Everyone has a different budget. Everyone has a different time setting, and overall a different culture, whether it's a small business, big corporation, just individuals. And so for me, what's worked out really well is this: you scope out your competition within, let's say, a 10-mile radius from where you're currently at. You check out how much they're charging, and then you do an analysis and you ask yourself, do I feel comfortable making an hourly rate set at this price? Because honestly, it really boils down to you, to your time as an individual, because it's your business. Now, what I'm getting to is, for me, I've lowered my price like by $100 and also hired it by $100 just to kind of gauge how people reacted to those prices, right? I was experimenting. And here's what I learned when I was doing this is, it's not that I'm going to charge more if it's a wedding, or charge less if it's a birthday, or charge a lot more if it's a corporate. But what I did, what I do understand now is, set your price, keep it. That way you either attract corporations, weddings with that type of budget, and you attract a certain client, whether it's a business, individual, or a corporation. The bottom line is they can afford your services. And that's the way I've set it up now. And that's why I'm getting bookings, not every single week. I mean, there's been months where it was it was super busy. It was twice, 2 events per week. And then there's months where it's 1 per week. And it just fluctuates
Okay.
with the economy. But what I'm trying to get to is all of my clients never try to lowball me, and all my clients had the money to hire me for my services. And those are the clients that I want to cater to and network with, because we're
Okay.
we're aligned as far as their budget and my services go. And people at that event have similar tax brackets or make the same amount of income, so they'll find your service affordable as well.
Okay.
And that's the way
So
I rock
pretty
it.
much just stay with what we have.
Yeah,
I mean,
like
stay with
whatever,
what I have,
whatever.
not jacking up a price or for just because it's corporation.
Exactly. Make it simple, make it
Okay.
attractive. And then, with time, you're going to start filtering in that ideal client that you want to cater to.
Okay. I'm good with that. Deposits. I know, like on your site, long as they request or cancel within 7 days, they can get their deposit back. But my thing of it is, how do you feel about that if you're actually giving a deposit back instead of changing dates for a different event maybe? Because it seems like you can kind of lose out that way if somebody else actually wants that spot and you're holding that spot for that particular day. How do you deal with that?
Yeah, so there's different ways to combat that, and it's gonna boil down to how much resources you have. Now, I'll take your what you just said and use that as an example. Now, if someone books with me a month in advance, puts down the deposit, right, $200 deposit. Now I'm changing it now to where that $200 deposit is more of a retainer where they're guaranteed to have that time and date. And now 7 days before the event, they have 7 days to pay everything in full, right? But you can remain flexible. You can remain flexible in a sense where, say, for example, and like I said, we'll take what you said and use that example. If they cancel 7 days before, and now I have to give them back their deposit, but someone called previously and also wanted the same time and the same date, right? Well, now it's at the point where, because it happened to me so many times, I decided to start hiring contractors or other operators nearby, and I would assign that second booking to them versus losing out on that booking. So I'm never really losing. I'm always making money. But this is going to be once you start building relationships, because if you do really good at marketing your business and you get constant inquiries and people call you, and over the phone you're able to engage with them in conversation and you earn their trust and they like you and you offer them a lot of value just on the phone, they might call around one more competitor. But most likely, if you were looking out after them and you were providing them with value and information and educating them as far as, hey, when you call, I know you're calling and I know you have a budget, but as you're calling around, these are some key questions you might want to ask other 360 booth operators. And the questions are this. So you ask them, what quality of video are they exporting? How big is their platform? What type of lights? So basically, once you start educating your client, your prospect, they're thinking like, wow, this person just is not here to close me, sell. This person wants to build a relationship and actually be part of my event and wants me to have the expectation, set the expectation. And so that really works for me. Like that's helped me so much. Just educate your prospect as much as possible. They're going to appreciate that and you're going to earn their trust. So yeah, that's what I do. So 7 days, they can cancel me the 7 days. But I know what you're saying is like, well, what if that messes up with your potential customer that could have booked versus your customer that canceled last minute, and now you're left with that weekend with absolutely no events and no money. You don't have to set it up the same way I have it set. What you could do instead is you collect the deposit. It could be a non-refundable deposit that's just holding the time and date. And it could be a deposit ranging anywhere from 10 to 20% of what you're going to be charging. For me, I like offering flexibility because it allows them to be let's say more confident and booking with you, knowing that they're going to have some flexibility and you're able to work with them and you guys can adapt. So it's about keeping everyone happy. Like I had to cancel an event that was going to be outdoors due to the weather. It was just way too windy, and the customer was texting me every single day, checking the weather, the forecast. And I said, look, I want you to just be stress-free. If the day comes and Mother Nature is not on our end, and we planned a pretty picnic, but we couldn't predict the weather, I said, I'm going to give you a full refund. Don't worry.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah.
I think, let's see. A lot of these questions, I've watched your videos and got a lot of stuff answered. So
Okay.
the only thing, yeah, I'm pretty much good. You can just tell me about, I guess, what you were going to talk about before, because I'm trying to get Wix to help me with the website, which they did start. I just
Nice.
had some busy weeks. We're in ball season here, so kind of like Mardi Gras balls and getting everybody out the way. So
Yeah.
I'm in and out, but Wix did help me get started, on the website, and I kind of had them to pull up yours so we can kind of, go back and forth to see, how they can help me there. So I'm gonna finish doing that. And I know you had said that we could ask for help on like photos and things like that, and we've never, we hadn't started before.
Yeah.
So I had sent you something through Instagram.
Okay. Okay.
So whenever you get a chance to, take a look and maybe shoot some photos or video or tell me what I, make and use that could help.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
would help. And then I can finish my website up, and then I can go in and replace photos and videos as I go. It's something to help, because I'm a professional type person. I like to, when I offer something, I want to show, what I can do,
Okay.
similar as close as I can get to it. And
Okay.
that's just how I am. I don't want to half step. I don't half step on anything I do. And I want to try my best to, get it right.
Very cool.
So,
All right. So let me help out. Let me help you out. I like the fact that you're professional, you're investing in yourself, and this brought about this meeting between you and I. So I get too many messages on Instagram, and if I open up one message, that message leads to a secondary question, a third question, and it's just, I tell folks, that's not the lifestyle that I want to live. If you're serious about your business, book it one-on-one with me, or jump onto the live I have once a week and ask me those questions there. If you can't afford to book a one-on-one, that's understandable. So just do me a very small favor. You said you messaged me on Instagram. If you can copy and paste that message, but in front of the message, put 777. So when I see it in the thread and I see the 777, I'll locate you right away. I'll follow you, and then I'll send you videos and photos. Now I have a question for you, so that I make sure that I'm sending you the right videos and photos. Do you have Cold Spark machines?
that's what I'm getting next. I looked in, I emailed the people that you put in a little thing.
Okay.
So I'm gonna get some of those. That's what I gotta get some. It's too cool.
Yeah. All right. So Cindy, I know Cindy, they have Cold Spark machines. Whenever you're buying Cold Spark machines, whatever vendor supplier you're going through, make sure that before you send the payment, on the receipt, on the work order, on the invoice, whatever you want to call it, make sure it shows 1-year warranty, minimum 1-year warranty. That's going to help you in a case where they malfunction. And say, for example, the supplier says like, no. That's what you want to do to cover your butt on your end, is make sure that that receipt says 1-year warranty. Whoever you decide to go through, also make sure this is the minimum. Buy from a verified supplier. If you're buying on Alibaba, make sure they're verified. That's very, very important. They have to go through certain criteria to become verified. So that's one thing that I wanted to point out as well. And the reason I'm asking this question, if you have Cold Sparks, is because the photos and videos that I'm gonna be sending you, if you don't have the Cold Sparks and you're thinking I'm not doing it anytime soon, I don't want to send you videos that have Cold Sparks, because then you're going to use those as promo and people are going to be
send it to me. Send it to me. When I tell you I love your production, I'm following it. I love it.
All right, sweet. So I'll send you that information. And in addition to that, what I'm going to do also is within the next 48 hours or so, I'm going to put together a little promo video, right? And then I'm going to put it on YouTube, but it's going to have all of your business information in the description, in hopes that we get that video to rank on the Google first page. So when customers are looking for, let me write this down. So every time I'm looking down here, I got this notepad with me.
Yeah.
What city and state do you reside in?
Mobile, Alabama.
Alabama. Okay, we're gonna check out the competition in your out in your area in a
Oh
little.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's
it's so funny. The first time I ever got on one of these was in 2021.
yeah.
And the person that website I looked at, that's the actual person. It's like, oh my God. So, and he got some big shoes to fill. I have shoes to fill against him.
All right. Well, that's gonna be fun because business is a sport, and if you enjoy, if you have good sportsmanship and you're competitive, it's a fun business to be in. But I do want to share this. When it comes to business, what I'm learning is that if you can escape the competition, your business will never die, and your business won't lose because you found a way to escape the competition and you're on a league of your own. You're in a lane where no one can, you don't have to carpool with anyone or share that lane with anyone because you found a unique niche that allows you to just thrive because you have very, very to no competition. So always find a way to escape the competition in any business you jump into. Let me go ahead and I'm going to share my screen with you here again. And then if any questions pop up, please either interrupt me, tell me to slow down. I'm recording this session so I can share this video with you when the session is all rendered complete, okay?
Okay.
Spell your city.
Mobile in Alabama. Photoholics, that's it.
This is them. All right.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. 360 photo booth rental. Okay, they're coming up twice. Okay. I was hoping that I would get a map here. So in the map, I can see everyone that's nearby this specific location.
Okay.
This is what I wanted to get right here. So these are your top competitors. These are the folks that when I, as a client or a prospect, am looking for your service, these are the people I'm going to contact first at the very, very top of Google. I think you and I will probably do the same thing, right? We always want to just make it easy and then go people, of course, that have credibility or reputation. So interesting enough, a Photo X360, they're at the very top with absolutely no reviews, which steers confidence in me to tell you that you'll be on the top of this page in no time, just because the competition is not crazy. Okay, so are you here like in this entire location?
Yeah, I'm on Spring Hill, Bel Air Shops. I'm not too far from Bel Air Shops on Dolphin, Spring Hill Avenue.
Okay, all right. And from these three right here, do you recognize any of these guys? Probably this one, right?
Just the middle one. When we're on Facebook, that's all you see is that name right there.
All right. I'm looking
That's what
forward
they
to
recommend you to. That's it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to your launch because if this guy or this company has 13 reviews, you can get 13 reviews within just a few events. In fact, I'm gonna show you how to get reviews fast. Okay, so I'm gonna take a look at his Google profile here. And I want you to also pay attention to some of the things I'm going to point out. So this guy has 103 photos. He stays busy posting. Good for him. That's what you want to do. And he's ranking for the photo booth word right here. You can also try to rank for the photo booth as far as the category goes. But in addition, you want to do photo booth. You want to do party rentals. You want to do event planner, wedding, and have a few categories. You can slowly start ranking for those. But right now he's ranking for photo booth right here. And you're going to be ranking for that pretty soon too. Right here, he's using a physical address. I tell folks, use a physical address because when people are looking for this service, Google basically wants to know what you provide, what you're selling, and where you're located. So if you can use an address, a physical address right here, definitely recommend. And also the hours, make sure the hours match across the board. If Instagram, TikTok, Facebook have certain hours, make sure all those hours are matching and are in uniform with your hours here on the Google profile. Products.
Okay.
Very important. This guy, he's also taking advantage of the products link. He's posting his products right here. I'm going to click on here just to see if he's adding. Okay, so he had it a little bit, like maybe a sentence, a description right here. And then other products category right here. You know, I remember when I first started, I used this picture, even though it wasn't mine. This picture was floating around Google. You got to do what you got to do. So that was that. And
Yeah.
you put the address and his phone number. Okay, I'm going to show you how to do that. Do you have a Google business page just yet?
I do. It's under my shop, but
So
not under for this one yet.
What we can do is, since you have an existing Google profile and it's already using your shop's address, well, you can actually use multiple businesses for the same address. Meaning you can start a brand.
That's what I want to ask you about too. So go ahead, tell me about it.
Yeah. Let me just continue. So yeah, so he's getting good reviews, and he also has, okay, so right here, here's an opportunity for you. The last time he did an update was a posting back in 2022 of October, which means that there's space for you to come in and start posting more consistent than him, and then Google's going to reward you for that, because you want to treat Google like a social media platform. You want to be on it, posting often. Okay, so definitely do that. Now, when let's see, what else can I point out? Let's take a look at his website, because maybe his website shows us how much he's charging. All right, so packages. Well, let me just scroll down and kind of. It's a very clean website, right? It's nice, but let's see.
It's not jumping.
It's not popping, right? So let's go look at the package.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I like the fact that they're using prices up front versus, you know, messages, contact us for more information. That's a huge turnoff. So we are getting the 360 booth. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So
I already have the 360. I'm just going to add the iPad and slowly add other things.
Okay. So I'm okay right here. 360 video experience, 2 hours, $350. So he's charging a good amount. In fact, he's charging more than I am. $50 more than I am. And what is he offering? My goodness, I would kill it if I was in your area. So this is all he's really offering, which is the bare minimum, right? So once you start getting some of the atmosphere effects, and you start posting videos and photos, and you make a bullet point like this with everything you're including, people will hop over to your website and realize, well, if I book with Toddameka, is that that correctly?
Yes.
Yeah. If I book with her, I'm getting like 6 other things for either the same amount of money, or, you know, I'm saving, say, $50, because like I said, it's going to go back to how you want to charge for your services, but kind of keep it relevant to the market and the economy.
Okay.
Look at this guy.
And I seen that and almost passed that. When I met you, when I seen you a couple of months ago, I was like, okay, no.
That's so cool. Well, after this meeting, I'm going to bump on my price to $300. I'm kidding, man. I want to make this accessible. I want to make myself accessible, and I want to continue teaching people. So we learned a few things, and there's definitely room for opportunity, which is great, because since you're building, now you can create however you want to create it, and find spots that this business is not capitalizing in. Now we're going to start talking about multiple locations, right? But one address on Google. So this is what's going to happen. So for example, when you are ready to start a Google profile, this is what they're doing, the Photoholics photo booth. For you, since you know you have the 360 booth and you want to get that thing launched right away, what I would recommend is when you title your Google profile, you definitely want to do 360 photo booth rental or just 360 photo booth separate. Photo booth, leave those separate. Mobile Alabama or just 360 photo booth mobile. That alone, you don't even need to include Alabama because it's going to get
Okay.
and when that happens, I guarantee you that in less than a month, you're going to start popping up at the top once you start putting in 360 photo booth rental mobile and your social media and your postings and your description. You're going to win and you're going to be on the top here in the top 3. And that's what we want. We want you to be on the top 3. That's what really matters, getting on the top 3, because once you make it on Google's page in the top 3, you're not spending any money on ads. You're growing organically, you're ranking organically, and now you're indexed. And that's what I want you to have as a goal. And it could be a short-term goal because you can rank pretty fast on Google. Now, go here and then go back here. And then my goal is to, when I post that video I'm going to make for you, my goal is to have our video here on the first page without having to go to the second page, because people are very visual. So if they see, if they see 360 photo booth rental mobile and they see like a video in this area and they click on it, it's going to be amazing. So just last night for another one-on-one, what was her name? Stockbridge, I think it was. Stockbridge, Georgia, was it? Let's see. Last night, I made a video for a client. So here you go, 10 hours ago, right? Last night. And look at, it's on the first page now. So I actually have to email her and let her know I put the video. So this would be the same example, right? I'll make one for you as well. That way, when folks go on here and they click on the video, this shows up, and then it's going to be a video with the just different, like that. And then they already got 6 likes, and then her information is right in here. Of course, I do all of this for you. So all the information you see right here, I'm using high volume keywords down here. I'm using 3 main keywords up here. I'm going to do this for you, just like I said, so that we can get you on the first page of Google. That comes with the one-on-one. So back then I didn't do that, but I figured this is another way that I can add more value to our one-on-ones, is by providing this here for you. So this is something I'm going to be doing for you. Okay. And, within just the last 10 hours, 124 views. Hopefully some of these views get converted into actual people calling and them getting bookings, because that's the name of the game, is getting as many bookings as possible. Another thing, let's go ahead and dive into Google here. Is anyone going to be working with you as far as like posting, social media, and all that great stuff, or are you doing everything solo?
I'll probably do all my posting myself, but I will have someone that'll be able to help me, go out to the different events. I will have help for that.
Okay. So I'm going to type in 360 photo both rental. And so I'm going to use this as a quick example. Now, since you have an existing business, you have an existing location, now we're just going to generate a new Google business profile, and it's going to be generated using your new 360 photo booth business email. And so that way, when you go onto Google here and you go over to your logo and you click on these dots right here, once you go to business, I have 2 locations. You're just going to use that specific email that's tied to your 360 booth and then start generating a new profile. Now, when you have that profile set up, and I like what you said, you don't do things half-assed, right? You do things, or you do it the whole way, right? So we're gonna have to apply those characteristics when it comes to building your page here on Google. And I'm just gonna point out a few things as fast as I can, because remember, you can always come back to this video and go over the things. So first thing is, as you can see right here, I put 360 photo booth rental and then / my business name. A lot of folks get started with their business and they want their business name, but Google doesn't know who you are as a business. Google does recognize, however, 360 photo booth rental. That's a long tail keyword. Google knows what that means. So for you, so that you can get businesses right away, I would start off with 360 photo booth mobile. And then you can even do this slash and then your business name if you want. It doesn't have to match your business exactly. We just want to rank. That's what we want to do. We want to get found fast.
Definitely.
And then here, photo booth, like I pointed out earlier, and then products. So, and then categories. I'm going to show you how to do that as well. The last 7 days, reviews. Okay, right here. When it comes to your description, you can come over here, copy and paste if you need to. But I'm going to show you how to use Chat GPT. I'm sure you've been listening. A lot of people talk about Chat GPT. Or no?
I seen you do it the other day. I mean, I seen a video the other day you did.
Yeah, so use Chat GPT to do the work for you. It's like having an assistant you don't need to pay. I'll give you a quick example if you need me to, but I posted 5 days ago, January last month as well. So I'm trying to post minimum once a week. I'm busy, man, but I just know that it really helps. So if you come over to the Google profile, this is what you're gonna see. Now you want to add photos, like I said, minimum once a week. You want to add updates. Now, when you go to add updates, you're gonna go here, or you can do add offer, or you can do both every week. So if you go to add update, you're gonna do a select your photo and the description. The description moving forward, I really want you to remember this and use it every single time as set it as an intention. Every time you post, even though it's tedious and it's like, oh, I gotta post, it's truly an investment that we're putting out there into the world, because once we post it, it runs on a platform that runs 24/7. So for your description, always make it wholesome. If it's 1,500 characters you can add on here, try to fill it up as much as possible with as much information, because Google uses that for the algorithm. It gets indexed. The client might not read the entire thing. However, Google will use the entire content, the context, to put it where it needs to be placed as far as placement goes. And that's why it's important to please Google and help Google categorize you much faster. And then right here, of course, you're going to add the book now. So I'm sure you know some of this already because you have an existing Google profile, but there's certain things I want you to do specifically, and maybe you can even do those for your existing business, and you're going to notice a difference in interaction. So you want to go to edit products, and you want to go to edit services. Once you go to edit products, you're going to add products just like I did right here. And say, for example, a client clicks on this product, gives the product name, category, and then product description. I used almost 800 characters out of the 1,000.
Okay.
It goes, so yeah, do that, right? That's for cancel. You change, okay. That's for products. And then even though the 360 booth is more of a service, still take advantage of the products category and put the 360 booth as a product with pricing, just like I just showed you a few seconds ago. Services.
Okay.
Look at all the services I've added. And it looks overwhelming, like, David, I don't have time to sit down and do all this typing, but this is why I want you to use.
I have the time.
Yeah, okay. All right, so this is why I want you to use Chat GPT, because it's going to produce a lot of this for you, and all you have to really do is copy and paste, just like I've been doing. Now, when you go to add more services right here, you can add, like I said, all the services. If you take a quick look, 360 booth, cold sparks, wedding cold sparkles, teachers. So it's like, Dave, why are you listening to the same thing multiple times? Well, what I'm doing is I'm trying to rank for certain keywords that have the same similar names. So 360, and then they even have digital photo booth now. And I'll continue gradually adding this more and more and just tweaking it to a point where it's like, okay, that part is done. Now moving forward, all I really have to do now is every now and then, maybe once a week, I would hope you do it at least once a week, is add an update and add a photo once a week to stay consistent, to stay relevant in the industry. What else can I what else can I point out? Here are the categories I'm trying to rank for. Yours is going to look almost identical to mine because you're going to get a digital photo booth and you're going to get cold sparkles. So this is how you want it to look. Now, when Wix is working on your website, as Wix is working on your website, they're going to work on your website, and I hope they do an excellent job. But this is one way you can check out their work. So let me close this and open up this Chrome extension here, and we're going to use let's go back and use your competitors. I love checking out the competition. So if we can find, here they are. Let's look at their website and let's see if they tuned their website correctly. And the way we do this is we're just going to go visit their website and use an extension here called SEO Minion. This is absolutely free, by the way. It's called SEO Minion.
Okay.
I'm going to analyze their page here. Now what we're looking for right now is H1 and H2. So these guys, because they're recognized now for these keywords such as digital booth, 360 booth, for their H1, they didn't even bother putting that into it because now Google has indexed them as, oh, this is a company that provides this service. And so this is the way they set up their website, which their H2 says welcome to. That doesn't make any sense. H1 is just their business name. It probably took them a while to rank this website because it doesn't really have keywords that Google would recognize, right? And then, yeah, so their website might look decent on the outside, but when it comes to the SEO, not that great, not that great. So definitely want to point this out to you, and I hope it motivates you to say, hey, there's plenty of room to really take a piece of the pie in my area. So yeah, please use this to your advantage. Now, another thing that I want to check is this. When Wix sets up your website, there's going to be citations. Citations are very important because citations act as validation for your website. So I'm doing this for theirs, and they have 133 citations. I believe I'm just very confident in that you can rank on the first page of Google because they have 133 citations. If I go over to Fiverr, and I know just from what you shared, I feel like you watch a good amount of videos. I feel like you probably know how to hire freelancers to make more citations for you, right? Have you looked into that or not yet?
I looked into them from my personal business, and I think I got way overcharged for some stuff that didn't help. So,
okay. Well, let me show you what's worked, and let me show you how much I paid. All right. Just for this one example, $13. And what did I get in exchange? Let's see. Here, details. Got 1,500 map citations, 15 live backlinks. So I did a combination, right? I hired different freelancers for different services. And what I ended up, and so now I have, you know, your competitor has 133 citations. My website has over 900 citations. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to email you. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna send you my top 4 freelancers that I hired. Yeah, definitely. So for example, I will do top 300 live USA local citations. And that's good because they're going to place all of your business information into websites that are going to point at your website. And that's a citation right there. Right here, I paid close to $30. So,
wow.
Yeah, this is what I mean. It's like, I was geeking. Like I turned into a huge nerd when I launched my 360 booth business, because in the past I launched other businesses and I ended up getting lots of experience from lessons, not failures. Remember, there's no failures. Those are just lessons. And so homework, and boom, here we are. Just a year later, I just finally completed a year. In fact,
I see.
Yeah, anniversary coming up. So I just want to show you that if you go about it the right way, you know, a steady pace with the race, but you also want to make sure you're using the right key ingredients. Definitely. What else can I share with you at this time, at this moment? Just everything I'm talking about. Can you think of any questions for me?
No, you answering them all. I had stuff written down, but like I said, I've been watching the videos, you know, since then. I think the biggest thing that I have to go back to is just checking out Snappic for one. Everything else, you're covering it.
Yeah. So with
Like you're really covering everything.
Snappic, since you'll be going on Snappic for the very first time, if you use the code that I have where you get 10% off, you'll get 10% off. The unfortunate thing is once you stop the subscription and you go back to Snappic, then you lose that 10%. That's a bummer. Honestly, I think that's a bummer, but that's the way they have it set up. However, you can't lose as far as what they're, offering when it comes to this production side. And, with that being said, I am going to try to do a better job at taking the time to create videos for people that are starting to use Snappic, because I've realized since I started sharing my experience, a lot of folks are jumping onto Snappic.
So if you're using 2 booths, 2 iPad photo booths, are you paying double the fees, or is the fees going to be
So
for all? So if you have 2 events same day, but you have somebody else working it, will it cover all, or are you having to get a different license for the second setup?
Let me see if I can share my dashboard with you to break that down. Because I want you to get a good understanding, and I want to make sure here. Snappic. Licensing. Okay. Here we go. All right. I have the enterprise. And so this plan right here includes a license to my device, which is going to be my iPhone 13. And it also includes a sharing station, which is going to be the iPad I use at the event. So this includes that, right? Now, if I'm going to send someone else to an event, then if I would have to add a device, assuming that I myself, I'm already at an event and I have a second event and I need someone to go tackle that second event for me. So then that means that there's going to be 2 devices running, mine, my iPhone 13, and my contractor. So then if I go to add for the device, the options right here are 30 days, right? And here you go. So for the 30 days, that contractor, I'm going to pay $99, but his device, or if I give him the device, he can use it as many times as he wants within those 30 days. And this is what I mean by $100, but we can make that money back pretty much on that event the same day. So that's the way that works. Now, if we want to add a sharing station device, or where am I at? Right here. Okay, so then 30-day sharing station. Okay, this makes sense. All right, that makes sense. Yeah, so this is a 30-day. Yeah, so that makes a ton of more sense. And another thing, if you come on down to the Snappic, what I love about it is once you click right here, message, send us a message. They are so good at responding. And not just that, but when you're done, they'll still send you an email following up to ask you if everything was good, everything figured out, if there's anything you can do, if there anything that they can do to continue assist. It's like they have an amazing customer service, and that's what I'm all about, is really good customer service, because part of my career was being a concierge for a high-end shopping center. So I can really appreciate the good customer.